Today we have a Brooklyn DAC. This is a high-end digital to analog converter that sold for some pretty big bucks. And this one came in. The complaint on this one is it has no output. So we're going to take a look at this and see if there's actually anything wrong with it or whether it's a defective customer. From what I understand, he just picked this thing up and I guess he bought it used and it apparently doesn't work. So we're going to get into this and see where the problem is and if there is actually anything wrong with it. Well, let a peek inside this thing before I tear into it. I have no idea where to even begin. This was a unit designed in the States, made in Poland of all places, and he says it has no output. Now I don't know whether it's just something that he's not set up right or whether it was clobbered with a power surge or anything about the unit. But we're going to take a peek inside here before I even get into it. I just want to take a look and make sure there's nothing obvious like bulging capacitors or anything. I hear no sound coming through it. I've already kind of plugged it in and I haven't really gotten to anything else on here just yet. But here's the inside of the unit. Looks to be pretty good looking inside. It's got a little switching power supply, all shielded. That's looks like a store-bought add-on device with just the terminals on the back there, so it's going to be obviously auto sensing for power. There's a fuse back here. It's got power, so I don't think it's going to be a blown fuse or anything. Got a green light down here and a red light, and it's got a little display on the front. We're going to take a look at that and see what's going on here. Alright, so here's a display, and I've got it switched to line input, and I've got my MP3 player playing through here, and I don't hear anything. It looks like this display is just about shot too. Look at how dim it is. This is an OLED display, right? Organic LED, and you can see the severe burn-in. If we zoom the camera in here, you can see the segments here. Some of the looks like it was sitting on displaying a 3 a lot, doesn't it? Because some of them are pretty dim. Line in obviously is not being used much on it, otherwise it would have just as bad a burn in as the rest of it. But as you can see, as it's turned down, it's getting dimmer and dimmer. This is just the way OLED screens are. Now I don't know how to work this thing. I have the manual here, but I haven't even got into that yet. Let's just see what some of these buttons do. See if I can figure this thing out. So remote off info. What do we got here? Remote off, line in info. Display brightness. Auto display, auto off, disable. I don't know what this one here is. It's hard to read. It does have signal meters here. Why is there nothing showing on here? This is his complaint. Is it actually looks brighter on camera than it does looking at it. Believe it or not. I'm just going to see if there's got to be a way to reset this thing. It's set for analog input. If I press the button over here, it will switch inputs. Switch it to SPDIF1, SPDIF2. USB. That's a USB input on it as well. On the back here. Oh yeah, USB right there to hook it to a computer. It's got SPDIF in. It's got SPDIF in, coaxial, and optical. I'll try it with coaxial here. I'm just trying to get the analog input working first. And phono ground has a phono input. It's got analog in and analog out. See, analog out left and right, analog in. It's got analog output left and right for balanced outputs over here. Press knob to start. What is that? Starting. What happened there? That's weird. Mute on. No. No way. I think we got a defective customer here. Output, HP. Could that be headphones? Main, both. Okay, let's put it to main. No. It's on line input. Oh, you got to be kidding. Okay. So he had it set to headphone output and it was muted. Here we have a case of somebody with more money than brains buying something that they know absolutely nothing about. What other stuff does this do? I'm going to plug in. I've got a cable here that's going to my CD player. It's on the yellow cable over here. Let's just plug this in. We'll plug it into SPDIF1. SPDIF1. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can select SPDIF1 and get music from the CD player. Where are we here? Line in. I don't even know how to select this thing. Input. Opto, SPDIF2. That's kind of pretty looking. Look at the. Obviously, there's been something on there that's burned into the display, but there it is. It's working. Cool. So there's nothing wrong with this thing. This is the defective customer. That'll be $50 for my time, please. And what else can we do on this thing? Volume. What does this one do? I take it that's the. SPDIF2 analog. Okay. See? I gotta figure out a way to turn this stupid thing down. Turn my volume on this. Okay, I get this thing figured out now. Okay, so our input select, you can select SPDIF1, SPDIF2, optical. Yeah. That sounds really good. Because I've got it set for moving magnet. So let's go back to SPDIF1. In this setup here, where did I find it? I don't want that. Overloading the poor input. I had it in here. Where was it? Was it under this one? I just discovered it by accident. SPDIF. Oh, there's what those lines are from. From that. That's burned in. I had that there. Where the heck did I find it? That's where you can select your input level. And oh, here's where it was. Input. Nope. I just had it. Oh, we can change the color. Ooh, look, we can change the color of the light as well as the display. Power on, auto, remote off, device info. And back. Oops. What did I just do? I think I just reset something. Yes, I did. Line input. Analog in. Now I got to go back and figure out where I was. Okay, analog input, that's right. Line input. And main output. The input here, input USB, SPDIF 1, SPDIF 2, analog input is set to line in. Okay, and if I press that, I can select probably this line in. Analog is line in. And, oh, it's this button here, I bet. No, which one does it? I can select moving coil and moving magnet. I just got to figure out where it was. And I know I got it a minute ago because I had it working. I switched it by accident. Oh, there we go. In that mode, you can analog input line, phono moving magnet, phono moving coil. That was where it was done there when you're in that mode. And then otherwise it displays, and I can change the display brightness here to make it brighter. And where was that? And that's the display of the little light over here. And standby brightness. Okay, let me get out of this. And we're going to go back to, oh yeah, I had volume control. This is for digital output. There we go, analog. Okay. Now I can go back to here. That's my digital input coming from my CD player. As you can see if I unplug it. That's digital in right now. So that's working from the DAC. And if I switch this back to the input, where is it here? Sync. I want SPDIF 1. If I switch that, I can switch this to analog. And there's my analog coming from the analog input. Main output, both are headphones only, or auto. Auto would obviously select when you plug the headphones in, it'll switch it off. And you get your headphone level. And this probably has an analog input. I'm thinking it probably also has an analog input level. I don't know that my MP3 player is cranked up all the way either. It might be turned down. You know, last week I had a fellow that when I was looking at the Sony VCR, a guy contacted me and he said he had the Blue Gear and he would sell me a Blue Gear. So I said, yeah, I'll get back to you on my day off, and I can come out and pick it up. He's local. And I don't know whether it was Google or Facebook. I forget how he contacted me, but the message is gone. So if you're out there and you see this one, shoot me another message. I would like to pick up a Blue Gear from you, but as I say, it just vanished. Just gone. I didn't delete it. I didn't archive it. I went to go back and get it, and it was gone. Technology. Gotta love it. Anyway, this thing appears to be working fine. You can see this is what it's normally been on this display. Whoever owned this before, because this guy obviously bought this thing used, whoever owned this before just left it sitting there, and you can see it was in 16-bit, looks like a lot of time, and 44.1, because that's what's lighting up here. That's what's been burned on here. If I press this in, it goes back to the nice, badly burned OLED screen. This is what's going to happen to everybody's OLED TVs. When you sit and watch CNN all day, you're going to have that nice CNN logo burned in like plasmas. But it's pretty bad. Nice color OLED screen, and it's shot. Actually, there's two of them here. There's two OLED screens here. If we look on the back, we'll see. There's one display there with its flexible PC and the hotbar drive IC, and there's the other. So it's actually two different displays that they've got plugged in. Two little color OLED screens that are, I guess, 1 inch screens, 1.5 inch screens. Be what 1.5 inch screen each. There's two of them, and they both have burn-in from the constant display. Anyway, I'll give this guy a call and let him know, yeah, there's nothing at all wrong with this thing. It was operator error, which is generally what I've been finding a lot lately. It's been operator error on a lot of situations. I'm looking down the back and I see there's a bit of black tape here. What is this for? Well, this was kind of an afterthought. You see, the LEDs that light up the front little panel here, I guess the LEDs were providing a little bit too much light into the back, and I guess someone saw it shining through here, saw the light coming from there, and thought that was a fault. So the factory stuck a piece of black tape over the back of that little display board to block the light from the LED so that it didn't shine into the unit itself. I thought that was kind of funny to see that, because indeed, if the front panel here is cranked up all the way, it throws a fair bit of light out the back. So they stuck a piece of tape over it to block it out. And here's one thing I noticed. Maybe it's a quirk, I don't know. I mean, if I unplug the SPDIF, it'll come back. If I shut it off, hold the button down to go to standby and turn it back on, I get display, but I don't get any output. If I just switch the input, it comes back on. Isn't that weird? Turn it off. Turn it on. Again, it's showing me here, but the output's not switched on. But if I switch the input and then switch it back, it works. I don't know if that's just a quirk. But the unit appears to work, so I'm gonna give the guy a call and let him know, hey, I got sound out of this thing, and maybe get him over here and just show him that it's working. Kind of a neat little gadget, anyway. The fellow that owns this is a audiophile with his Magnapan 1 ohm speakers and his 650 watt mono blocks, as he puts it. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.